Hey, I wanted to just introduce you to the whole new role-playing features of audio flow. Now, for some of you, you already know that we have a coaching feature where you can build AI coaches, but now you can actually build role-play scenarios that can replicate real scenarios within your workplace. So if you have a call center environment, a face-to-face environment, however you engage with customers, you can replicate the actual role play in that scenario. Other use cases could be difficult employees, how to have a difficult conversation internally, how to conduct one-to-ones, and so forth, right? So this is a really amazing new feature. And also there's a secret little feature, which I'm going to show you at the end of this video, which is how you then give feedback to your employees and your learners afterwards. So what I'll do is just log into AudioFlow, and then I will show you exactly what this is. So this has been something that's been ongoing for quite some time, just basically based off the conversations that I had when I introduced the AI coaches, that the coaches were able to replicate coaching conversations. But some of our clients basically then looked at how to create role plays because the AI was having the one-to-one conversations with humans. And what I want to do now is I introduce you to the role play section. So this is very similar to the way that we do coaching in the back end. But what I'm going to do first is show you what this is, and then you can look how you can actually replicate this. So I'm going to just try this scenario here. So I'm just going to give myself my name, put in a email address. If you noticed just on there when I was on try it scenario, it says this session will be recorded and the audio is going to be stored for 90 days. So this is what I meant about what we're going to be showing you later on about the feature of when you can actually listen back to the conversation between the AI and the learner. So let's just go for it. So this is basically, I'll just give you a snippet, just an example for the brand Shark Ninja. And it's just about a upset customer who is talking about a Lux coffee machine. So let's go. Hello, how can I help you today?
Hi, sorry, I'm calling about my coffee machine, the Ninja Lux Cafe one. It's leaking water everywhere and won't pull a shot at all. I'm a bit gutted, to be honest. It's only a few months old.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear. Especially I know what it's like to miss out on a morning coffee. So let's look at how we can actually get that resolved as soon as possible. So just before we start, can I just take your name and your email address?
It's Priya Shah. An email is priyashahreadsing.com. Sorry, that's priya.shah@reading.com.
Okay, amazing. I've got your details in front of me here. So do you just want to tell me a little bit more about the actual fault itself? You said that there's water leaking?
Yeah, it's just water. Everywhere. The whole counter is damp now. It started last Tuesday when I noticed a puddle forming underneath. Now it's a steady drip, and the machine won't even pull a shot anymore. My husband bought it for our anniversary 4 months ago, and it cost £600. I really expected better for that money, you know?
No, I completely understand, and obviously that is a lot of money to spend, and ultimately you want to get what's the product's actually there for, and get you coffee in the morning. So you said that is coming out from the back of the machine, is that right?
Yes, that's right. From the back where all the pipes are, and it just pools everywhere. I've tried moving it forward on the counter, but the water still collects underneath. It's definitely coming from the back near the water connections. I've got photos if that helps.
So I'm just going to end it here because obviously you can see the scenario that's actually playing out there. And what happens is as soon as that is completed, um, you then get to, as a admin, you can then go into the analytics and actually see the conversation itself, and you can also listen back to the conversation. So you can see here that the duration of that conversation was just under 2 minutes. I got a score of 65% of satisfactory. That is probably because we haven't gone to a completion stage and resolve the issue there. But I'll give you a little bit more insight of what actually happens. So if I click on this little eye here, what happens is that the call itself gets recorded. So you can look through the transcript of the conversation, or you can actually listen back to it. So you can see, if I play here. Hello, how can I help you today?
Hi, sorry, I'm calling about my coffee machine. The Ninja Lux Cat.
So you can see that I've actually got the playback of that conversation. So if I was to have a coaching conversation with this employee, I can then listen back to the coaching call. If there was any forms of discrepancies based on the AI feedback. And just for your own knowledge, you can actually see where the areas of improvement could be. So you can actually download this MP3 if you wish to, and you can also get the actual written transcript. So what happens as well is that you get an AI feedback summary. So you actually see the kind of summary of the conversation. So you can see here that it said I struggled with active listening and maintaining control of the conversation. Okay, so now a learner could debate that, and that's why we listen back to the calls with them. So you can demonstrate what your strengths were and areas for improvement, and then any suggestions as well. Now, this also gets given to the agent, and at the end of their conversation, they get a version of this as well. And as you can see here, it's analyzing the emotional intelligence of that whole conversation. So it's giving me a percentage of 13% confidence, 16% tone around enthusiasm, hesitation was 5%, and nervousness was 1%. So what this actually does is that it's judging the tone based on the conversation. And by the tonality and the way that you're speaking confidently, it will then differentiate between the actual emotional intelligence. And you can actually see all what that kind of metrics are in the metrics guide. Then what you can do, even going a step further. So yes, you can actually go back and list all the conversations that have ever happened to these between this coach and this learner. You can see the progression of the actual coach. So if I just go back to this one scenario, I think I've only had one conversation with this one. So let me just have I'll go to all coaches so you can kind of see. So you can see from a coaching perspective on the role plays, I've gone through a series of different role plays, and you can see ones what kind of like tether off conversation. So basically, if I look at this one here, the lost delivery version, you can see that I failed quite significantly on that conversation. So we can listen back to that call and figure out why this role play scenario had discrepancies versus the other. And you can kind of see another couple of scenarios here as well. And if I was to then have multiple conversations with one of these, for example, I would then hopefully start seeing an upward trajectory. And this is basically what you can see like as a trend line as well around confidence, engagement, and nervousness. So you can see my engagement was kind of steady. Confidence kind of layered off this conversation on 10th of May to the one in the 11th. And then you can see kind of more results around the conversations that I'm having. This can then go into a next step of organizational insights, where you get insights to all of the actual unique participants who are having conversations with the role play scenario. And you can actually see from a kind of user interface level who's been having more conversations with the actual AI and who's actually having the top conversations. And then you can see where people actually need support. So this is where you can kind of see trends, and you can see that maybe somebody's having more difficulty in a certain area, certain scenario. So we can basically look at where we actually need to add more training, or potentially speak to them individuals around how we can actually support them in upskilling them to actually get better results. And then you can obviously see as well, just kind of overall, like an overall picture of your company's metrics about how many sessions have been happening, how many minutes per scenario base, and how many times somebody's actually completed one of the actual role play activities. So this is basically a new feature within the actual framework of audio flow, as well as the coaching. just to have that two-way conversation with an AI to then give you instant feedback and support when it comes to these types of scenarios. So if you are interested in speaking to me around role plays or coaches, or even just the original feature of podcasts, give me a shout. I'll be happy to help.